Ram Partners LLC versus Micah Fry.
No. Ram first.
How are you different?
Pretty good, sir.
On my sheet. Where?
Yeah.
Oh, it's out of color. All right. They made a map referral. You hear anything on that?
Yes, he gave me, so I'm above their cap, which is 3,000. I'm at
Right.
38. 38 some change. I forget the exact number. So he gave me 2 weeks to catch up on that, which I am. I'm a dump. I get paid every week, so I'm gonna catch up with that, and then once he figure out I'm caught up, he should clear the 3,000. The rest of it.
Oh, okay. So, gotcha. How much does plaintiff have him owing?
I don't have an updated number because if you recall, these are the cases we were trying to dismiss.
Oh, right.
So I didn't have a judgment prepared.
Pardon?
I didn't have a judgment prepared to have ledger.
I didn't enter the dismissal. Why?
Because these are the Arbor one.
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought that's what this was. And all of these Ram Partners are? Yes. That's what I would do. Now, so all right. So what are we looking to do on these cases? Because I've got Miss Sampson, Brown, and Robinson, I think are all. Why don't you all come up? Because I'm just trying to.
I have a representative from Ram Partners here too.
Okay. Then come on up. Is everybody here?
Good morning, Your Honor. Deputy Gordon.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay. All right. I just felt an aura in the room, and
It's been a while, Judge.
That's
it's been
what that was.
Good morning. I just wanted to let you know I was here as well on behalf of Arbor One. I was advised there may be some questions about the impact of the circuit court case, so I'm here to answer any questions you may have that would impact these cases before you.
Okay, so, and all the defendants are here. So here's what happened, and I don't know how much, you've been brought up to speed. Originally, these cases were filed, I think, by Beal.
Okay.
Then, I was told, I think at the first hearing, that Beal no longer represented Arbor One.
Correct.
And then there was a new property management company in, and so they didn't know. It kind of caught counsel as well as myself off guard, I think. And then we didn't know if RAM was going to actually proceed with these cases, not proceed with them, or whatever. So that was the first thing. The next thing is that because these were Arbor One cases, I was unclear whether these cases really effectively fell under what was ever happening in circuit court.
Okay.
And whether that had an impact on these four defendants. I think that's where we kind of left it.
Okay. I can provide some clarity to that, Your Honor, if you'd like.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So my understanding is that there's four defendants. That one of them was an Arbor West resident. I believe that's Mr. Fry, who's before you. Arbor West resident, and he transferred from Arbor West to 720 pursuant to a court order from the circuit court case where the tenants were given the option to either vacate the property entirely or they could transfer from their unit that did not have a COC to a unit that did have a COC. Mr. Fry
Got it.
elected to transfer from his unit without a COC to a unit with a COC and receive a $1,000 credit. That was the incentive for them to vacate and leave their old unit and go to a new COC unit. He received that credit to his account. And so any payments owed pursuant to any court order in the circuit court case, he would have received. And so these buildings, all three of the buildings have had COCs or TCOCs since October of 25. So the rental obligation for all three of those units and all the tenants in those units would have been continuing from October of 25 to present. The other three tenants did not transfer. They were always in their units and I believe they elected to remain. And so according to our records, there was no payments owed to them pursuant to any of the court orders. And so there's no outstanding funds owed to them. And I believe that those were Miss Sampson, Miss Brown, and Robinson.
Robbins,
Um,
Mr.
Mr. Robinson. So that's the update as to the impact of the circuit court case on these cases, which in essence would primarily just be Mr. Fry.
So the folks, so that I'm clear, the three that were in a unit without a COC, their rent was supposed to just, well, I don't know how I want to put this. There was nothing in the circuit court that necessarily affected them because they didn't move.
Correct. So they were always in those units and they were not paying rent during the time they did not have a COC. Once we got the TCOCs in those buildings, their rental obligations started again. So if at any point after October 2025, barring any other outside circumstances that they didn't pay rent, they had a rental obligation as of that point because they stayed in their units. Their units were remediated to whatever effect so that they were able to get a COC.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much. That you don't
No
know
problem,
how much
Judge.
that helps. All right. Did any other questions for Miss Leland? Because if she had something else to do.
I know that Miss Brown was confused about whether she could move. That
Right,
was
so
her
I'm gonna, what she,
Come on up to the podium.
So I'm not sure about the other two tenants, but what she's saying is incorrect. I did move from the buildings that fell under non-compliance and they moved me into 721 West Clark Road. And they forgave my balance from the previous unit that was collecting. And then I have a paper where me and the previous tenant signed that we were supposed to get the money back for the rent that we paid. And they moved me into the new unit December 1st of 2025, and then they fell out of compliance again in the 721 West Clark building.
New unit.
Yes, after they moved me. Which I have all the paper from like my
That's fine.
Yeah.
What were you going to, counsel?
Could you confirm when you moved from and what building you moved from and when you moved?
I moved from 721 Green Road, apartment 221 to 721 West Clark Road, apartment 201. And I moved into that unit December 1st of 2025. I moved into 721 Green Road, November 1st of 2024.
Okay. I would have to check and see when the order to vacate. There was is 720 or the original apartment you moved from, was that Arbor 1 or Arbor West?
Arbor 1.
Arbor 1. Okay. I would need to confirm when the Arbor 1 vacate order was entered, and what
Okay.
date that was, because if she was moved pursuant to some other discussion with the property management team prior to that order being entered, it wouldn't have necessarily involved any payment of to some extent of her moving if she was just relocated for some other reason. So I need to confirm when that order was actually signed to see if her move was actually pursuant to the vacate order, or if it was pursuant to some other discussion
Some
or
other
coordination.
event may have included the forgiveness of amounts. What she's indicating is correct. So it wouldn't fall under that order, but there may be something else.
So the paper that I signed was the agreement to get my rental payments back that I paid when they were not even in compliance and I wasn't aware. So that's the paperwork that I signed. And then they moved me,
Hold on. Where do you have that paper?
not on hand, but I do have it.
You have it.
Yes.
And that was for what period in time? Do you?
That was for when I moved in November 1st of 2024 into 721 Green Road. And then they went into that
Right.
compliance thing and I was stuck there. And then they moved me November 1st of 2025.
Gotcha. I got you.
Mhm.
So what I'm trying to figure out, and I realize you don't have it today, was the paper that you have that everybody signed, right?
Mhm.
Did that indicate that all of what you paid was supposed to come back during that period?
Yes.
Okay. That can change things a great deal, but you don't have that today with you.
No, I don't have that today. And that's what I was talking to Alex Henry about, because that's the papers that he was looking for to collecting, but he was still a little lost about like what was going on. And then I just wanted to say again, when they moved me to the new unit, my issue is they fell out of compliance again. And I'm just looking for,
I hear you. Okay. I'm just, as we come back here, I'm just trying to I'm trying to understand where everybody is. I get where you are,
Mhm.
but I may not be able to move ahead like right now because I got to figure out what that back part is,
yeah.
because that's going to have it would seem to me to have a huge impact if we were paying the rent and that was supposed to come back to you. Right.
Yes.
So, because they have you owing about 8,000, is that right?
Which is a balance that's just collecting from, I believe, nothing.
Okay, all right.
Because
No,
when I moved,
I hear.
weren't in compliance.
I just.
No.
So here's the way I view it. They're saying that there's 8,000 that's owed. Let's just say that hypothetically. But you were supposed to get back, say, 10.
Mhm.
That puts us in a whole different ballgame.
I don't believe so, because they agreed to move me into a new.
No, I know, but the numbers, I got to make the numbers, man. I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
But if some monies were supposed to come back to you, we got to have that happen,
Yeah.
however it happens. But I got to have that document.
Okay.
Okay.
And
All right.
I'm sorry, what is her last name? Is this defendant Brown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.